All right, hello, welcome to class. We are going to be doing a spicy little workout today. So for props, we're gonna need the box and just one weight. I have a 5. So we'll use a weight. We're gonna start with our carriages, foot bar all the way down with one blue spring on. So to start class, we're gonna place our box at the front of our carriages. Make sure the front of your box, the long ways, the front of your box is in line with the platform because we're gonna be placing a foot there and we want our arm to be in line with that foot. So let's start on the sturdy part of our carriage. Our left leg is gonna come onto the platform. Hands are gonna come down onto the box. My box is a little bit farther away from the carriage because my torso is longer. So I just have a little bit more space to be in a quadruped position and I'm properly aligned. Shoulders are stacked over my hands, hips are stacked over my knees. So we're in this quadruped position to start. We have our toes curled under. We're gonna start by exhaling, lifting our knees up off the carriage, inhaling, tapping them to back down. So exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Let's do a few more like that. We're starting to warm up our arms, warm up our core, and then we'll start getting into our spine with a little rotation here in just a second. So stay with these knee taps. We're exhaling to lift, inhaling, lowering down and tapping. Make sure you're not placing all of your weight down onto the carriage. You're just tapping down and then lifting back up. Let's do 3, 2. Last one. On your next lift, you're going to take your left hand, rotate towards your foot bar, reach your left hand up towards the ceiling, place it back down on the carriage, and then tap your knees down. Exhale to lift and rotate. Inhale, place it back down and lower your knees. Let's do 3 more. We lift the knees and rotate and lower. 2. Last one. Let's rotate. Place your hand, tap your knees. Now the next time you lift, you're gonna lift up, rotate, hold with your knees lifted, kind of tuck your big toe into the carriage, press the carriage out, pull it back in. Okay, let's continue here. Tap the knees, rotate, keep those knees hovered, grab onto that toe to press the carriage out and pull back in. 3 more like this. Press it out. Staying in control of your movement. Okay, let's rotate one more time. Come back to your carriage, press out. Now we're just gonna be moving that carriage for 3, 2, last one, press it out. With control, pull it back in, lower your knees. Okay, give your wrists a little shake. Your shoulders a little shake. We're gonna move in to a little more ab work now that our bodies are nice and warm. So we're going to start utilizing that weight now. I'm gonna change my springs to one yellow spring. So I'm adding on that yellow and removing the blue. I'm gonna grab onto the weight. The reason I like this lighter weight is because even when I'm on the blue spring, my medium spring, it kind of makes me slide around on my box. So I really like that yellow spring. If you want to do the blue spring, then you're welcome to do that as well. So I'm going to lie myself down onto my box. My head is going to be off of the back of the box. I'm going to reach over, grab onto the strap that's closest to me, and I'm going to place it around my foot, my inside foot, the foot that's closest to the carriage, and then grab back onto that weight. I'm going to extend both of my legs up to the ceiling, also extending that weight, and my arms are extended. So we're going to inhale, lower both legs, send that weight back behind your head. Exhale with control. Let's start lifting that weight, lifting your legs, and crunching into your abdominals. So inhale to lengthen, nice and long. Exhale, tuck your chin into your chest and crunch up. Okay, let's stay right here. I want you to make sure you're staying in control of that carriage. We don't want to be wobbling around. I find that with this exercise, it's best to keep an imprinted spine. At least for me, I may just not be flexible enough to extend my legs up to the ceiling and keep a neutral spine. So let's do this 3 more times. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Pull everything in, pulling into those low abdominals. 2. Last one. Both legs extend up to the ceiling. Weights extend up towards your toes. We're going to lower our outside leg down, extended towards the foot bar. Okay, now we're going to send the weight back. Send that handle, that spring leg down. Then we're just going to lift that single leg and the weight towards the toes. So that right leg is staying extended towards the foot bar. The only thing moving now is the strap leg. For 3, 2, last one. Extend the left leg up towards the ceiling, same with the weight. Okay, now this time we're going to bring that strap leg to a tabletop position. Extend the weight back towards the back of your carriage. We're going to do some bicycling with our legs. So our right leg is going to come into a tabletop. When it does, your left leg extends. You cross over, rotating through your torso towards the right side. Inhale, swap the legs. Left leg is now in tabletop, right leg extended. Exhale, rotate right leg to tabletop, left leg extended, and swap the legs. Send your upper body back. Exhale, rotate. Inhale. Back to starting. 3, 2, last one, rotate. Inhale. Let's pull that strap leg in. We're going to take that off now. Hang it back up. We're going to keep that weight with us. So I'm going to come facing the same way that the side that the box is on. I'm going to come kneeling onto the carriage. Right leg is going to come back to meet the shoulder blocks, and then left leg is going to come back as well. We're going to grab onto the strap that's in front of us. Grabbing onto the short strap. If you want a little less weight, you can grab onto that larger strap. We're going to place our arms into a circle position, shoulder blades down and back. Okay, so here we go. We're going to exhale, squeeze our glutes, bring ourselves up into a kneeling position, reach our hands up above our head, and then lower ourselves back down nice and controlled. So we lift ourselves up, maintaining that nice circle with our arms, shoulder blades staying down and back, elbows stay lifted. 2 more like this before we add on. So we should be feeling this in our shoulders. Now at any point through this arm series, if you want to minus the weight, you're welcome to. So let's lift up. Hold here, hold that circle above our head. Exhale, lean towards the foot bar to the left. Inhale, come back to center, and then lower back down. All right, let's lift ourselves up. Shoulder blades stay down and back. Pelvis stays sturdy. We lean through our torso and then lower back down. Okay, 2 more. We lift, Reach nice and tall. Exhale, lean. Inhale, back to center. And then back to that starting position. One more. Exhale. Inhale. And back to center. Okay, for this next one, we're gonna come back to our kneeling position. Right foot is gonna come externally rotated through our shoulder blocks to our headrest. Okay, so we're right here. Make sure everything is aligned. We've got a nice straight line from our kneeling hip to our knee. Our heel is stacked under our knee on our kneeling leg. Okay, we're gonna grab onto the grip part with our outside leg. So the arm, or with our outside arm. So the arm that's closest to the foot bar is gonna grab on to the grip part of this strap. Our right hand is gonna extend out over our headrest, staying here. So this arm is not moving. We're going to be facing towards the back of our carriage. Exhale, we're gonna bring our elbow low for a low row, and then inhale, rotate back. So exhale, our elbow goes wide, we rotate forward, inhale, with control, send that strap back. So make sure that weighted arm stays lifted. It can kind of start to drop as we hold that weight. No problem, I'll remind you, let's just keep that hand lifted. We'll do 3 more. 2. Last one, hand lifted, we rotate, exhale, inhale, let's send it back. All right, we're gonna grab onto that short strap again with our right hand. Left hand has the weight now. We're going to bring our left arm extended over the platform, right hand extended towards the back of our carriage, palms facing up to the ceiling. We're gonna exhale, scoop our arms together, make that O above our head again, and then inhale, bring it back, arms extended out. Exhale, reach to the top. Inhale, back to starting. Our shoulder is probably already burning, so this is going to be a little bit tougher. Let's do 2 more. Let's really challenge that arm. Last one, you got it. Press over the head. Inhale, resist those springs as you drop your arms back to starting. Okay, great job. Let's get into those glutes now. Let's hang up that strap. We're gonna place the box back at the front of our carriages. So I want it to be in line with the carriage. So the front of the box is in line with the front of the carriage, pressed up as close as you can to the frame. All right, so we're gonna change our springs. We were still on that yellow for arms, so I'm gonna drop it back to a blue spring. Remove that yellow spring. We're gonna come standing on our carriage, so I want us to stay nice and careful. I'm gonna come to this side. So my right foot is gonna come onto that box. My left foot can come onto the carriage, and then I'm gonna send it back, toes curled under, towards that shoulder block. Bring my foot a little bit closer to the front of the box. Okay, the weight is at our chest. We're holding the weight right here. So the back leg is gonna stay nice and extended. We're just gonna be bending our front knee and then extending it, coming back to standing. So back leg stays nice and straight. We're just bending this front knee, and then we're pulling that carriage back in with control, standing into this, driving into this standing glute. So we send it back. Knee stays in line with our heel, stacked over our heel. Pull it back in. Okay, let's press it out. Our upper body leans forward. If you think about it, the crown of our head all the way to our left heel stays in a straight line the whole time, which means when you send that carriage back, your upper body is going to lean forward as well. Okay, now the next time we send that carriage back, we're going to hold it right here. Extend your arms above your head. We're gonna pull that carriage in, scooter our leg in, keep our standing leg on the box nice and sturdy, nice and bent. Press the weight out, press the carriage out. Inhale, pull in, exhale, pull out. Let's stay right here. Most of our weight is into that box. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Send it out. Hold in this lunge. Hold the weight out over your head. We're pulsing our hips, so our hips lower, pulsing in this lunge. Hips lower an inch and raise an inch for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's start standing, straightening that box leg and pulling that carriage back in. Okay, your glute should have felt that. Your quad should have felt that. Let's stand onto the box and then down to the floor. Whew, that was a good one. Okay, now let's change sides. Let's move to the other side. So we're still on that one blue spring. I'm gonna bring my box in line with the platform. I'm gonna scoot it away from the carriage a little bit just to compensate for my long torso. And then, got the box in the right spot. I'm gonna place my leg onto the platform nice and sturdy. Hands come down onto the box. Other leg comes down onto the carriage. Now let's get nice and in line. Shoulders are stacked over our hands. Hips are stacked over our knees. So our toes are curled under. We're gonna exhale to lift our knees. Inhale, lower and tap. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. So stay right here. And then we're gonna add in that rotation. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I also want to say if your wrists are getting a little achy, you can come onto your fists. So we're going to lift up. Right hand is going to reach up towards the ceiling. We rotate towards the front of our carriage. Then we come back out of that rotation, tap the knees and lift. Rotate. Bring the palm back down and tap. Let's do 2 more. Last one. We're gonna take out the tap. We're gonna keep those knees lifted and we're gonna send the carriage out. So we reach, extend that leg, send that carriage out, then come back into our rotation. Right arm extends up and lowers, then send the carriage out. Nice and controlled. For 3, 2, last one. Rotate, come down, send the carriage out, pull it in nice and controlled, lower those knees, come back, shake out those wrists, shake out those shoulders. We're gonna send the carriage out or send the box out for some ab work. So drop your spring back to a yellow spring and remove that blue. Remember, you can be on the blue if you feel comfortable there. I'm gonna be on the yellow today. And then we're gonna move our box back and against the carriage. Make sure you've got your weight with you. We're gonna come lying down. Grab onto the strap that's closest to you. Place it around your right foot. I'm gonna reach over, grab onto that weight, extend both legs up towards the ceiling. Weight extended up towards the ceiling. My spine is imprinted into the box. I'm gonna inhale to lengthen, exhale to lift, and crunch. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, lift. 3, 2, last one, lower, lift, strap leg stays extended up towards the ceiling, left leg drops down, we keep that leg down there. We lower the right leg only, and then lift it up and crunch. 3, 2, last one, crunch it up. We're gonna do our bicycles with our crossbody crunch. So left leg comes into tabletop. We cross that weight, rotate through our torso. Inhale, pull that strap knee in. Left leg extends. Exhale, extend the strap leg, rotate. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center. For 3, 2, last one, crunch, exhale, inhale, come back to center. All right, let's pull that right leg in, remove that strap, and hang it back up. Okay, we're going to move the box back to the front of our carriages. I'm gonna keep my springs at 1 yellow. I'm gonna come kneeling onto my frame, get that box out of the way. Left knee comes kneeling onto the carriage up against those shoulder blocks, and then right leg comes up to meet the other one. I'm gonna sit back onto my glutes, grab onto the strap that's in front. My hand is in the short loop. Arms are gonna come, oh, right hand has that weight. Arms are gonna come into a circle in front of my chest. So I'm gonna exhale, lift up into kneeling, bring that O above my head, and then lower back down with control. We're resisting the springs on the lower, resisting the weight. Shoulder blades are down and back. We'll do 3, 2, last one, lift up. Let's lower back down. Great, okay. Come back up into your kneeling. Our left leg is gonna come into tabletop, foot comes onto the headrest, knee stacked over our heel, hip stacked over our knee right here. Right hand grabs onto the grip. We're facing towards the shoulder blocks, towards the back of our frames. Left hand extends out in front of us, stays extended towards the back of our frame. We're gonna send our right elbow out. Exhale, rotating through your torso. Inhale, with control, resist those springs. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center. Keep that weight lifted. Left hand stays lifted. And back to center. Rotate. For 3, 2, last one. Let that hand come back in. You can lower the weight. Left hand now is gonna grab onto the short loop. If you would like it on the larger loop, that's just fine. Arms are gonna extend out wide to the side. Right hand has that weight now. We're facing towards the side of our carriage. Arms are gonna come up over our head into that circle. Inhale, drop them out wide, resist the weight. Exhale, pull everything in. Inhale, lower. Ooh, that shoulder. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2. Okay, last one, you got it. 1. Okay, that shoulder should be on fire. Let's come kneeling. I'm gonna hang up that strap back onto the peg. We're gonna still be using this weight, but I want us to change our springs. Add on a blue, remove that yellow spring. So take off the light, add on a medium. Very carefully, we're gonna come off of our carriages. Now we're gonna place that box in line with our carriage, pressed up against the frame. Our left foot is gonna come onto that box, and then our right foot, so once you're balanced, our right foot is gonna extend back, toes curled under against that shoulder block. That weight is, we're holding it right at our chest. Remember, that back leg stays nice and extended. So we're just bending through that box leg. We inhale to lengthen. We lower down, leaning through our upper body. Exhale, really drive into that box leg glute to pull the carriage back in. Lower back down into our lunge and pull it back in. Make sure that box knee stays stacked over your foot, over your heel. Okay, 3 more. Two. And exhale. Last one, let's send it back. Hold in this lunge. Extend the weight out over your head. We're scootering the leg in, pulling the weight in towards our chest, then pressing them both out. That box leg stays nice and still. The knee is bent, holding here for 4, 3, 2, last one, send it out. We're holding here, pulsing in this lunge. Hips drop an inch and raise an inch for 5, 4, 3, 2. Start slowly pulling that weight in towards your chest, pulling the carriage in, straightening that box leg, coming to a stand. Okay, feel that in your glute. Let's safely come off of that box. I'm gonna set the weight to the side and set the box to the side. We are all done with those for now, for today. We're not coming back to that. We're going to add on a red spring. So we're on 1 red, 1 blue. I'm just gonna set this back to its normal spot. Headrest can be up or down. Lie yourself down. Head's gonna meet that headrest. Let's grab onto the straps behind. Throw our feet into the large loops. With a neutral spine, let's extend those legs up to the ceiling. Palms resting down at our sides, arms resting down. We inhale to lower our legs down towards our springs. Exhale to scoop into those low abdominals, maintaining that pocket of air in your lower spine. Should feel really good for your hamstrings, the backs of your legs. Okay, now we're gonna move into our leg circle. So once your legs are extended up, keep those tailbones heavy. Legs are gonna go out wide, down, around, heels meet, toes meet, then we lift back up towards the ceiling. So I want you to externally rotate at your feet so you can really get into those hip flexors. So your heels meet, then your toes meet as you lift back up towards the ceiling. Let's do a few more right here before we reverse those circles. Okay, let's do one more. Legs circle around, heels meet, toes meet. Now let's open those legs up. Go out, up, around, and lower. Do 3 more. Keeping that spine in neutral, that tailbone heavy. Shrink those circles if you can't keep that tailbone down. Okay, with legs extended, let's imprint that spine. bringing our tailbone up, pulling onto those straps. Get a nice hamstring stretch here. Maybe drop yourself down into happy baby, swaying side to side, taking deep breaths, really cooling your body down. All right, with your knees into your chest, let's remove those straps from your feet. Place them back onto the pegs. You can roll yourself up back to seated. And that is our workout for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a little sweat in. I know I did. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one.